Hello everyone, welcome back. So today we're going to be playing the Poro King and we'll be facing off against the Seraphine adventure from the Spirit Blossom campaign. It's been a while since I played the Poro King, so might as well do it here. It's a 4-star adventure, so theoretically it's not going to be too hard. I am going to be just taking... Actually, no, it's not the same setup I took on the Poro King the last time. I switched out the condenser for Chemtech Duplicator because I feel like we'll benefit from double casting spells and we can't really get multiple copies of the same card thanks to the Adventure's power. Other than that, Archangel stuff is the same because casting the Poro Snacks is something we're highly incentivized to do in this deck, because Poro Snacks is a very good card when you just heal 3 and get a rare item out of it. And then you have the Royal Nibbles just so we can play the Poro King down earlier. Yeah, let's see how we fare. Inheritance, Haunting Hall, Disarmed. Inheritance... Do we care about the attack power of our units? Not particularly. Same thing can be applied to the Haunting Hall. Disarm doesn't feel like it will do much against this adventure. If we're playing mostly against Piltover and Zone, they don't really care about the attack of their units, right? Let's roll. Communal Mana Flow, Early Bird, Fuses Lit. Does the opponent benefit more out of the ramp than I do? The Early Bird is just the generally better option because we just summon a Pouty Poro at the start of the game. So we start off with one more unit on the board than we normally would. But the mana flow gets us closer to the 6 mana gems when we can start double casting spells with the Chemtech Duplicator. Maybe that's the deciding factor. Yeah, let's pick up the communal mana flow. Let's hope the opponent won't benefit too much from me giving him extra mana. As long as we can protect the Poro King, it should be okay. Let's toss these. I'll keep the both the 1-drops. What's this? Grant fleeting to a random card in player's hand that they can afford. So the opponent is going to be deciding what I play every turn. It's a fine play. We do 2 into a 1. We immediately get the Pouty Poro to the threshold where we can just get the regeneration and stuff. Attack into the opponent's unit, soften them up a little bit. I don't really feel like playing the Freed Colossus. I think we might be better off just going for multiple Poros here. No attacks from the opponent, really? That's gotta be a mistake, right? I can actually do everything. I can do Poro King and Breed Colossus all in the same turn. The unfortunate part is you don't really get any benefit out of the Poro King. Guess I can do Heart of the Fluffed, right? We play Heart of the Fluffed, we capture these Poros. The keywords they have are okay, I suppose. Yeah, sure. I think by this point we can override the Professor Yip. It has done enough. Let's give the Heart of the Fluff an item. Right. Not an item, multiple items. Because we're triple casting the spell, thanks to the fact that the Frit Colossus also has Chemtech Duplicator. Spell Thief. It's a decent card, I guess. Has the opponent even played any spells? He played the Shuri Rig. I don't want to copy that. Let's see if he plays something else. Let's cycle the Bristle Hog as well. I want more Poros so I can hopefully get more value out of the Poro King. Poro Stories will just fill up our hand with random Poros. What? How lucky can the opponent get? Like them. The full spells and skills deal double damage. The opponent randomly generates Commander Leatheros off of a card that just happens to have Storm Calling, so it generates a random Titanic ally or a Titanic unit. And the Blade of Leatheros dealing double damage just straight up kills a person. I don't even have a way to prevent this from happening, right? Right, I copy a random card the opponent plays here, but none of them really help. Not even removing Leatheros helps, right? That's unfortunate. The opponent just high rolled me. What a way to start the run. And the unfortunate part is he probably wouldn't have been able to do that if I didn't give him extra mana. But I probably wouldn't have been able to put him in such a poor position without the extra mana as well. Because we were in a pretty decent position, we had a massive board. Our units would have just grind him down over the course of that turn and the following one. This is significantly weaker start. Quinn. Let's do one with Poro. I'll just fill up my board with Poros. I could do Poro Stories. Yeah. Poro Stories generates an additional Poro, so I can block that unit. Then let's do Nimble Poro, Sinister Poro. Next turn we do Poro King. Doing this so we can get the most out of our board wide buff. And we can do snacks, double casted and everything. We attack with all of my units. Let's force the opponent to block. He goes out on 2 Poros where it's okay. Just want some space to play the Queen. And I guess I can also do Plunder Poro because I have the spare mana. Generate an additional snack for the next turn. Ooh, and I also level up the Poro King. Neat. We're discarding the Heart of the Fluff, but we don't need it. Now all I have to do is just not get one-shotted by the opponent generating King Leatheros out of nowhere. Or Commander Leatheros out of nowhere. Let's do Poro Snacks as well. Might as well set up so that my board is as buff as possible when I attack next turn. There. That's what should have happened last game. Now we don't have our revive, so we don't have a safety net for future encounters. Well, what are the odds the future encounters just get the same amount of luck the opponent got right here? Rather low, I'd say. Patched for robot, sure. Support champion. Zillion Varus Lux. I mean, Lux is okay. But Varus is free. I think that's the deciding factor. If Varus didn't have the mana deposit, I would consider otherwise, but the mana deposit means we can play Varus alongside something else. And it's not like we don't have ways to level up Varus in this deck. Inadequate. We're not dealing damage to the opponent's Nexus with any other form other than damage. So I think inadequate here is fine. Perfection is okay. It's not the best thing in the world, but it could be worse. Do I want to go for the vicious enemy encounter? Can I afford to take on the vicious enemy encounter? You know what? Let's play this extremely risky. Lonely Poro, Professor Von Yip, yeah, I'll keep this curve. No longer have to worry about the opponent discarding cards from our hand. And we've already lost our revive, so might as well play risky. Because we have nothing to lose, basically. Why can't I play this? You don't have enough mana, but I clearly do have enough mana to play this zero cost card. This is so stupid. I think it's because it's a attached unit that's being discounted. Whatever. We just have to block that Crackshot Corsair here. I guess we need to have the 2 mana to block into this. Do I do Poro Stories? I'll do Poro Stories to try and mitigate the amount of damage I take here. Then we just play 3 units. Like so. Let's just reapply the Quick Will. While we still have the mana to play it. Next turn we'll have 6 mana, we can do Poro King alongside something else. Can even do Poro King, Ancient Warmonger will have enough mana to even do triple Poro Snacks like so. Really buff up our board, restore the health we lost a couple turns ago. And then we can just easily attack with everything. I'll hold the Poro King back.
Sit back down.
Because I don't want to lose it to the Smooth Soloist. The opponent's out of cards now, so we're safe. I think we're fine. We don't have to worry about the opponent just randomly killing us with some 62 damage out of nowhere. Come on, pass the priority back to me. There you go. Then we attack with everything and game over. There's really basically no one that can match this deck in terms of stat output. Now for the vicious enemy. I am concerned because we don't have the failsafe. Iceborne Legacy. It's a decent card. Not sure. But friendship is better protection. But we already have protection in the form of the expenses protection. So I guess Iceborne Legacy is the play. Okay, offers to make you some flawless copies. Create 3 copies of a card in your deck. Or I can get the next deck fabricator. You know what? I think the Potty Poros are fine because they basically are 1 mana cycles. Yeah, let's pick up Potty Poros. Zone Bouncer. What does this guy have in his deck? I remember playing against this guy a bunch of times, but I can't think of a single remarkable card in his deck, so maybe he's not too bad. Let's keep our champion and the Yip. Yip is very good when we can play some other unit alongside him, like the Potty Poro. Okay, I was worried I wasn't going to get our Poro King down, but we got lucky. Can do a very big turn here. We do Varus, Team, Poro King. And we even have enough mana to go for something else. Can I afford to take the damage? Honestly, yeah. If we keep the steam, or not the steam, if we keep the Poro King alive, we go ahead and I answer a phone call. What was I doing? We can afford to take the damage if I keep Poro King alive because we'll double cast the heal effects. Yeah. We can do Poro King here. Then we do... No, we can't do Poro King plus a Poro plus the snacks this turn no matter what. So blocking at least 1 unit is okay. And if I'm blocking there, I can also block here with the Varus. Surely the opponent doesn't have a kill on the Varus for 2 mana. Do the Lonely Poro. We'll wait for the next turn to generate an additional Poro snacks. Oh, that's unfortunate. I really wanted an additional snacks. Well, I can still do this. Nimble Poro. And get the snacks yet again. And I can attack here. Let's attack with the steam, I guess. Make use of the scout, get rid of one of the opponent's units. Going 4. Shuffling back into the deck. Let's reduce the amount of damage this team is taking. Just in case something bad happens. Lord Broadmane. This is good, right?
We are all seeking an end to war, friend.
We play the Lord Broadmane. Wait, this isn't the Poro? Guess the Royal Nibbles doesn't give the Poro tribe to the units on. It just reduces its cost based on the number of Poros. I think this is still a fine attack. We dealt a bunch of damage. Can do Art of the Fluffed, I suppose. This levels up the Poro King. We get a pretty decently sized attacker. Unfortunately, it doesn't have Overwhelm. And we can double dip on the royal snacks by
Witness perfection.
going ahead and playing a patched Poro bot right afterwards. Yeah, by this point the opponent can't compete with the amount of stats we have. Wait, no. Oh, I guess the Fluff of Poros procced it. Well, anyway, let's go ahead and kill the opponent. Look at that. I don't even need Deadly to create high statted units.
One step closer to retribution.
And now for our reward. Espresso snacks with brainworm. Yeah, I'm definitely taking that. I just love brainworm. I love making the opponents discard cards. Phalanx or Fixer Upper. You know what? Fixer Upper is pretty decent in the beginning of the game. Helps us with our weakest part. Or the weakest part of the game for us. None of these spells are that relevant for us. Let's roll. The Knife, Frosted Snacks, Bastion. It's a card that starts in our hand and it's a nice combat trick, so sure. Also, it's a card we generate quite frequently, so it's also decent in that front. Got the card. Do I want to keep the Heart of the Fluffed around? It has helped us a little bit. But honestly, it's a bit clunky. I think we would prefer the cheaper Poros. So sure. Let's get rid of it. We're going to need a more aggressive curve to deal with Seraphine, if I'm not mistaken, because Seraphine can just summon the Catastrophe, and that's a very scary unit. When the foe spends mana, plant 3 times that many champs in their deck. That doesn't sound too bad. Can't wait to be proven wrong, though. No Professor Von Yip this time around. So I guess instead of going Bounty Poro alongside Professor Von Yip, I'll just develop 3 1-drops. And then next turn we do Star Poro King. We do Varus, Poro King. Unfortunately don't get to keep an additional Frosted Snacks, but should be fine. The opponent's passing priority back to us. I'll develop an additional Poro just to get a Poro Snacks for the next turn, and then I'll take the pass. I think we're better we're better off by letting the turn pass, because now we can just start double casting our spells. Like so. And then we attack with everything. Let's force the opponent to block. And we use the Frosted Snacks appropriately. I don't even need to use the Frosted Snacks. I can just do this. Troll Chant. But Frosted Snacks, yeah, Frosted Snacks also helps kill the Bard, so sure. Let's do it. Let's see what the opponent does in response. A whole bunch of nothing, it seems. Maduli, no, that's a problem. I want to generate another Poro Snacks. I guess I just do patched Poro bot over one of my units. I want to keep chaining Poro Snacks because the opponent's going to have... Yeah, he has a bunch of shams in the deck. Let's try to compete with the stats the opponent has. Aid.
No, the fire of revenge
No.
burns bright in our heart.
That's unfortunate. Anyway, let's do this. Keep chaining the snacks. Momentous choice. We can tutor into a Varus or a Poro King. I don't think it's relevant. Let's just take the 6, yeah. The opponent deals 6. Let's do this to heal back up. I can tutor into the Poro King. I can level up the Poro King as well, or try to at least. Let's do this. Just to create space for the Poro stories. I'm getting a bunch of Poros in hand from this. Lucky Poro. No, Sinister Poro. We'll play the Sinister Poro. This levels up the Poro King. Unfortunately, I have to play the espresso snacks here so I don't overdraw, right? Yeah, I have to do this so I don't overdraw. Discard last card from the opponent at least. Let's do this. Surely the opponent dies from this attack. I mean, look at the stats on our units. No amount of life still can save the opponent now. Oh, stunning in my unit just might. Which one is being stunned? This one. The one with Overwhelm. But if I do Momentous Choice and buff up the attack of my unit...
Beware those who have nothing to lose.
I'm pretty sure I just win off of this. That's not relevant. That's okay. Yeah, 64 damage. Out of nowhere. Well, not out of nowhere. But we gave the Varus Overwhelm and we increased the damage from our one of the units that was striking into the opponent's nexus. Phage, Frosted Spikes. Let's do extra stats on the Poro King. Can't be too bad. Ooh, right, our power. Now every damage we deal to the opponent is always grown to 4. Pretty weak powers. Let's roll. Yet again, weak powers. Memory game, counterfeit productions, disarmed. Let's do disarmed, I guess. We already have a lot of ways to fill our hands, so we don't need memory game. Each round, after you play 3 cards, your cards cost 3 more. Game start, add a random item to each card in your deck for this game. Yeah, let's play it risky. We've been doing so far. Might as well keep doing that. Field Musicians or Plaza Guardian? Let's do Plaza Guardian. The reward from the spells chest seems nice. We are casting a lot of spells. Toss these. I'd prefer to get some 1-drops alongside the Varus. Espresso snacks. This is a rather weak first few turns.
Happy to do whatever's needed.
Not something I'm used to from this deck. Can do this. I'll combat trick my way to killing that with the frosted snacks. I don't even need to do that. I just need to let it hit because the damage gets grown to 4. But I want to keep my board presence, so this should be okay. Then we can do Varus into Poro King. We're also growing the Pouty Poro nicely.
It's like tomorrow, but in triplicate.
The damage reduction is actually being relevant here. He has a useless Daring Poro. Can do Ultra Soft Poro into Poro King. Seems like a pretty decent turn. I'm not going to be getting any extra
Against us.
value from the Poro King because of this ordering, but we have so many cards in hand. I think we don't need to. Then we can do Troop of Alex this turn. Just go for a Espresso Snacks. Discard the 2 remaining cards in the opponent's hand. Never mind, because the opponent's playing that. Well, I can triple up on the Poro Snacks while I can, though. I suppose I can also triple up on the Take card while I can. Might as well. Works towards Varus level up. And creates a very large Varus that the opponent has to contend with.
What good is mercy?
With his little board of 0/0s or 0/2s. Yeah, the opponent's out of resources. Unfortunately, there's nothing you can do at this point.
Witness
I
perfection.
won't get to discard any cards with my snacks, but I don't need to.
Perhaps we should pause for thought.
Let's do this. Let's just force the removal on the ballistic bot so that next turn I can just attack with my entire board and have nothing that the opponent can do to block. Ooh. Irisborn Legacy. You know what? Sure. That summons 2 Poros and levels up the Varus, which increases our damage. Because now Varus has Overwhelm. There. Okay. I think we have this. Every single encounter besides the first one has been kind of lopsided towards us. Poro Snacks, back mentality, more power on the Poro Snacks seems fine. We're playing that card a bunch of times every game. And now we even get additional items on it. All of these are pretty bad. Let's move on. We don't need to get a upgrade every time. Level up, shuffle 10, level 2 champions into your deck, they cost 1 less. That has no right being a legendary power. I don't think there's ever been a time where I felt like taking this. I'm more inclined to just do Poro King's champion spell in Pauti Poro, getting an additional copy of it on summon, then buying that. But I do have the spare reroll, so might as well reroll here. Armed Gearheads at the start. Sure. Some extra board presence can be nice. Let's do the epic item chest. I'm curious what's in it. About what's in it. We might get something that helps us get the Poro King down earlier. Let's shuffle that Poro Snacks back into the deck. An additional Poro King. It's unfortunate. And we unluckily got an increase on the Lonely Poro. I'm still going to play it though. It's decent stats for the cost. And you know what? Thanks to the discount on the Rimefang Den Mother, I can actually do it this turn. We generated 0/4, but I'm not really concerned. Let's attack like this. Next turn we generate one additional or the 3 additional spell mana. We can do Poro King alongside something else. I can do Poro Snacks here. Or I can wait for the next turn so I can start multicasting the Poro Snacks. I'll do it here. Mostly because I'll get extra spell mana next turn, and it felt like a waste to hold that mana back this turn. You know what? Let's do Ultra Soft Poro as well. Restore 5, generate another Poro Snacks. Next turn we do this. Plus something else. And just kill the opponent. Okay, no we don't. But we can essentially triple cast every spells we cast. So it's not too bad. Like, actually quadruple cast, right? Because the dedicant of the challenge has the Chemtech duplicator. Let's discard cards from the opponent's hand. The Espresso Snacks. Also drawing champions. We can Varus is leveled up here, right? Yeah, Varus is leveled up, so we play Varus over this guy. So we have a unit with Overwhelm, besides that one.
I am more than this. We are more.
And then we can do more Poro Snacks. Or even more Poro Snacks. And this is a guaranteed lethal by this point. Also Varus has double attack. Ooh, we also restore all the health we lost from the opponent's units and spellcasts. Yeah, I think we played the right setup this in this adventure. The fact that we're getting the Chemtech duplicators effect a lot earlier than we should is definitely making our deck significantly better. Council's Call. 2 different Poro followers, sure. We already have it in the deck, and I went out of my way to buy it. Double attack Overwhelmer, yep. That's a pickup. And for our last cut, what would be the weakest card in my deck right now? Yep, maybe. We can do some decent first turns with the Yip plus another 1-cost Poro. But considering we now have the Armed Gearheads, I don't think we need this anymore for our early game. I'd rather have the consistency of all the followers in my deck are now Poros. Espresso Snacks, sure, we can do Espresso Snacks alongside the Pouty Poros to give Challenger to 2 units, plus we summon 2 here. Actually, oh, we don't discard 2, but it's still okay. Can do this, I guess. Kill the Seraphine because all my damage is grown to 4. Momentous choice? Nah, let's hold. Can do Varus next turn. We do Varus, refill our mana. Depending on what the opponent does here, I can respond appropriately. A whole bunch of nothing. Well, I think the appropriate response to that is just Council. Let's try to get the Poro King. That's not a Poro King. And neither is that. I guess I'll do this. It cycles and generates a weapon. There it is. There's our guy. There's the Poro King. Just do this. Do this. Walk with the regeneration unit so that we can regenerate. Mostly trying to get rid of cards in my hand because in a couple of turns or next turn I want to play a bunch of cards. Swine. Sure. Let's do Swine over this guy. I don't need it. We'll do patched Porobot. Let's double cast the Poro Snacks. And then I'm also going to do... Oh, never mind, I don't have enough mana for Iceborne Legacy, never mind. I wanted to do Iceborne Legacy. Guess I can just attack like this though.
What good is mercy?
Force the opponent to block.
Sing with me.
It's still not enough. The opponent just dies. Well, to be fair, that's his fault for playing Bakali Barkeep or Bakali Bar onto a board where he was under a lot of pressure. Let's see if the next adventure is a bit harder. It's going to be 5 stars, so it should be a bit more of a challenge than this one. So yeah, that will be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Till then.